I'm Kamerie Gibson. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, the podcast. I believe that one of the most precious gifts you can share with someone is your story. Pain has purpose and stories can change lives. Your journey to become more inspired and transformed by the lives of those around us starts now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, where we talk about transforming our pain into power. And today I have a special guest with me here today, very, very, very near and dear to my heart. And his name is Davion. Davion, would you mind introducing yourself to the audience for us, please?
How's it going, everybody? My name is Davion Stallworth. I am a former HBCU student, heavy community-oriented activist. I do a lot of stuff around the community. I like to give back. Currently a full-time bodyguard. And just staying woke, keep my eyes open, ears open.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just to give the audience some context on how me and Davion know each other, we both went to the same high school, Dorsey High School, which is a big, family traditional school in LA. It's actually one of the last predominantly African American schools in Los Angeles County, I believe, school district. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the way Dorsey is like, even if y'all don't go to Dorsey at the same year, like, people still look out for each other. I just wanted to let the audience know that. And I remember I wanted to transfer schools, right, in 2018. And I remember looking at your I think Instagram post, and I was like, oh, he goes to school in Texas. Like,
Oh, man.
he's always nice. You're always sweet. And I was like, what if I go there? I mean, I know him. And I literally applied to Texas Southern University because Davion went to Texas Southern University. And he went to Dorsey. I went to Dorsey. Plain and simple. And I always tell people that story because the culture of schools like Dorsey High School make it that simple to just make decisions like that, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be cool. I'll know somebody, you know? And that was 2018. Yeah, that was 2018. I was 21 years old at the time. I'm 26. I graduated from TSU in 2021, you know, during the pandemic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Davion, or Stolly, or Stallworth, what people call him, wherever, he really looked out for me. I wasn't there that long when I first got out there to Texas, but he introduced me to everybody.
Sure.
The TSU Wesley Foundation, to all his friends. It was just like California love, like, to the max. And not only that, he let me sleep on his couch because I didn't have housing set up yet. But it's just, you never forget people like that and experiences like
Let
that.
me tear up, chill.
No, for real. And I'm glad we're able to talk and document this, so people can know that DDP shit is real, that love is real, and we are a family. And we do look out for each other no matter what.
Absolutely.
That's it. I had to get that out there. So I appreciate you, and thank you so much for just being you.
I love you, girl. Always.
Love you too. Love you too, man, for real. And okay, so for the audience who don't know what LA is like, could you just tell us what it was like for you growing up out there?
Okay, so for starters, everybody got this notion like everybody in LA not from LA. And that kind of have a lot of truth to it because I'm from LA. Nobody can take that away from me. Everything you can think of that transpired in this city, I was a part of it, been around it or something, or know somebody who did. I'm from LA, but I was actually born in Dallas, Texas. So I was born in Dallas, Texas, raised back and forth. But I'm an LA dude, definitely. LA was it's a really fast paced, busy city, and not to scare people, but it kind of do force people to grow up a little bit faster than what they need to, you know. Nevertheless, it's a city where it was too many opportunities out here for you to not be busy. Busy good, in my opinion. I stayed busy. I stayed in everything. I even found programs where they paid me to be in it, to tutor me to get better grades and stuff like. LA had too much to offer, so And even people who move out here for opportunities and stuff, they have similar stories. They have similar stories. So it's home. It's always gonna be home. It's always gonna be the land of opportunity. There's always gonna be stuff to take advantage of. And that's what it was for me. I always stayed busy. And because I always stayed busy, that kept me away from the traditional stuff it was associated with, you feel me? You know. So, LA did, it created a grounded me, I would say. I feel real grounded growing up in LA. I take things seriously when I need to. It's all about time and place. There's a time and a place for everything. And living in LA taught me that. And yeah.
Okay, so we both went to school in the South and in the West Coast or the North, whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. What would you say for sure are differences culturally from the South and the West Coast?
Hey man, that's a tough question. Okay, I'm gonna try to answer this question without offending nobody. I would say the South is a little bit more open. They're a little bit more open, a little bit more open to different things. California give off this defensive mechanism energy, like everybody defensive, and if we ain't day one, you don't know my mama, I don't know your mama. We really don't need to talk. Hi bye. We don't need to talk, and that's a little bit unfortunate because I may have a lot of stuff to offer. Just like I know you may have a lot of stuff to offer, and you're gonna get a lot of those opportunities that you're not getting out there. That's plain and simple. I don't want to touch on it too much more.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was really good.
everything bigger in Texas, quote unquote. The food differences, the people, this, that, and the third. But what people value, what people, how people prioritize things, is all those things are factored into the differences too. But I'm gonna just keep it as broad, like literally. That's it.
No, that's perfect, and I could totally tell the difference, and that's largely why I came down here. LA is can be funny acting though in that,
Yeah,
especially when you're trying to build yourself and be something and develop yourself. And as a black person, Latino person, like you need that extra love, you need that extra hospitality, to get just to get through
yeah.
mentally,
Man,
emotionally, spiritually.
hospitality is different. It's a big difference. It's distinguishable. I promise you.
Very distinguishable.
Hmm.
Where are your people from? Where'd they come from?
Okay, my So my grandmother, my mother, all that. They my whole side of the California side, the West Coast side of the family, they're all from the Bay Area. My other half, like my father's side, everybody, they're all from the Dallas, Grand Prairie area, Texas. My grandfather's from Alabama and all that, so that's where my last name came from. It came from Alabama, so there's a little mixture, a little bit of everything going around. This, that, and the third. You got a lot of my relatives and older relatives are still living, so they're really the symbol of longevity in the family. They still here. My great grandparents. I just buried them like a few years ago, so they've been living here. So I've always had that, and that's always what I tried to stay around. Like Dorsey, like you said, it was very family oriented. Most of the teachers and professors and staff there went there. The same with TSU. Most of my professors, they all went there. So that type of environment, that type of energy is, that's all rooted from like my family. Everybody just boom, boom, boom. Everybody just to stay together. They, even though we were from everywhere, it didn't feel like it. So yeah.
What was it like for you in your household as a young boy growing up?
Oh,
What was your
okay. Well, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was the firstborn. I was the firstborn. Just me and my little brother. My mom and dad, they did their little thing, split whatever. I got an older sister. She going on like 40 or something that way, a real older sister. But in my household, it's just me and my little brother, my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my aunties. My whole life gravitates around women. From kindergarten to college, I only had women educators. That's so. I mean, you can fill those blanks in for yourself. I didn't grow up regular, like, and nothing. Women gravitate around my whole life.
And with that type of experience, how has that shaped your relationships with women?
I like to throw the word grounded around a lot. I was real grounded. I was real respectful around what I was around. It changed my perspective, my appreciation for things. And made it easier to peep the things I disliked, and I was surrounded by it. And those things kind of shaped my decisions, and my decisions, you know, took me through the paths that I went through because of that. I think so. I always wondered, of course. I'm not like prejudiced. I always wondered what it was like to have a male figure, but that's what the coaches and stuff was for. The mentors and all this other stuff. Those are the only male figures in my life. Maybe a few substitute teachers that was males, but I had nothing but women in my whole life. It's crazy.
And how have you been able to find and develop your manhood despite that?
It's interesting. Pretty much shielding away from the talkers, the stuff like, dude, you ain't had this around you. You ain't had that around you. That's cool. I know what it looked like. And then with a great deal of common sense applied, that's tough. Common sense.
Mm.
I mean, yeah. So a great deal of common sense, I just use that to mold myself. I know right from wrong, up and down, good or bad. Apply those little things. Keep it simple. Don't let it, overwhelm me. And be attentive too. I'm very coachable. Ain't nothing wrong with shutting up and listening. And that's why I am how I am, because, like I said, I have a lot of male figures. So I ain't let that dilute me into being a primary male figure. I try, but it is what it is. And that's how I dealt with it. Really closing my mouth and listening.
How often do people do that around you? Or how often did people do that around you? What did it cost them?
How often did he, like, as far as did what around me?
Being coachable and just listening.
Oh yeah, a lot. Because I allowed them to. I never shut people away. I never shut down a bad idea. I invited it all, and I took what I can use and what I couldn't. You know, Thank you anyway. Give us respect. But that's how I do it. That's how. That's
That's
all it
crazy.
really took for me. I try to keep things as simple as possible. Because there's so much going on. I only got time for the extras. So keep things as simple as possible. You know, then that way I'll be able to make healthier decisions.
How did you brand yourself throughout high school and
You said, how did
college?
I what?
How did you brand yourself? How did you
Brand
represent yourself?
myself. Ooh.
Yes. Who were you to other people?
I thought I was fairly light, you know, and a lot of that showed in my actions. What was I doing in high school? I was in part of everything. Law magnet, like six sports. like like the topic that you emailed me about, like turning pain into power. Like my pain was I wasn't really close to like the traditional like kids growing up. I like slumber parties and sleeping over people's house. I never experienced that like that. I never let people get close enough for me to do that. So I always gravitated towards the older crowd. I got buddy buddy with all the staff members, the deans, the principals. You feel me? That's where I started, and then I gravitated towards my peers and stuff. So as far as rating and stuff, I don't know. I was pretty. I think I was pretty decent. Like I was good at everything I touched. Not to sound cocky or nothing, because I actually put in the effort and tried. So and after that, I just translated to somebody who consistent, somebody who gonna put in that effort, somebody who gonna be relevant. And that's all I just strive for, relevancy. I wasn't no straight A student, of course, but I was still relevant. Them B's and them C's gonna make noise, whatever. You know, I was been doing too much, and you know, some people can handle that. I don't think I was capable of handling as much as I was trying to do. That's probably why I could have did way more than what I could have did. And that's another part of it, like being honest with yourself, reevaluating yourself. I'm notorious for that. I go back all the time and be like, oh, okay, I could have did that better.
Could you talk to me about the importance of I just lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah. It's okay. Could you talk to me could you talk to me about the importance of being honest with yourself and how do you do that? How do people do that?
Man, being honest with yourself, it's, that's kind of a that's kind of like a formless journey. It's kind of independent. Your journey towards honesty, it's like it's kind of your own thing. I can just share like my perspective of it was, being contradictory. I'm a big, strong headed dude. Like I feel like what I say go, but sometimes, you know, I try to contradict myself, challenge myself because not to sound cocky, but I feel like I'm the only one who probably could the way I need to be. You know, and then asking yourself, subtle questions. Are you satisfied? Stuff like that. That could go a long way too. Because once you ask yourself those questions, it probably, it can lead to some form of salvation or clarity. And that's what we're striving for, clarity. Stuff that makes sense. It's clear. Okay, I know I need to go this route. Because a lot of us, we doing stuff blindly. Doing stuff blindly. And then now you find yourself in this situation. You got to start over and stuff. And I'm the type of dude, who values like his moves. Like no moves wasted. Like I said, it's too much going on around here. So, with that being said, that's my form of honesty. Going as dark as I possibly could and then contradicting those dark thoughts or, taking the time to realize that there's more than one route to go about them. That's my form of honesty. Like I said, everybody got their own journey. You feel me? And it's tough. That answer, to be honest. Sorry.
I think it was amazing. What's been the most difficult challenge for you in becoming who you are?
Oh man, so this is my personal journey, but I am a very unhealthy person. I got so many health issues that nobody else in my family have on both sides, and they don't understand how or why. Chronic asthma, chronic eczema, you feel me? All of that, different. I got a lot of health issues, so that leads to heavy amounts of fatigue, downness, depression, just ugh. But my priorities Like I prioritize that over my un undesired to accomplish something. Like it's stuff that needs to be done. There's people that depend on me, and that's all the fuel I really need because I know for a fact I can get it done. You know, I know myself. I know my capabilities, and once I establish that, that confidence, that clarity, then it kind of make the challenges just there, kind of simulated like chores or dishes. Like I'm not gonna die if I do it, but it's gonna suck. It is what it is.
For somebody who's going through a lot of health challenges,
Mm-hmm.
I have interviewed someone who has Crohn's disease.
Oh,
My
wow.
friend has Crohn's disease, yeah. And he has struggled with that since high school, and it can hinder like certain experiences you have as a young person
Yeah.
because you can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you talk to the audience about what you've been doing mentally, spiritually to keep yourself trucking along despite this? Because I know it's not easy, especially when you're in
So
pain. You're not
you said
happy.
what up?
Especially when you're in pain or you're just not,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not a lot of people have a healthy support system the way I do. So I do have a healthy support system. People that's willing to go out their way to see or to even give me a slightest bit of comfort. So I'm very grateful in that department. I do have a lot of people like my situation now. Like I just literally moved, was forced to move. 3 days later, I just realized I had an auntie who bought a house out here and don't live out here. She just bought it just for when she come out here. So now I got a whole house to myself down there. Like a lot of people don't have these type of resources and this and that. Then the third, and because I recognize that, I'm very humble. I'm very grateful. Um, Other than that, man, just a whole lot of self care that need to be practice. I'm not very healthy in that department because I'm always thinking about other people, doing for other people. So I hope that answers your question a little bit.
No. So, what is happy? What does happiness look like for you?
Oh man, happiness to me looks like stability. It looks like comfort. Are you comfortable? Are you able to make decisions when you want to? You know, that's what happiness looks like to me. Control. You have certain control over aspects of your life. Um, Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not very emotional. No, I'm not very tide driven. You're there, you there. That's dope. That's cool. We're gonna have fun. You know, if you're not, I'm not gonna lose sleep. So that's how I am. Yeah. That's how I am.
That's enough. That's more than enough. We're young. I'm 26. You're 20,
26.
26 as well. I was gonna say 26 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we've lost a lot of people. Just young people, just been, losing their lives. What's it been like for you as our peers have been transitioning on a lot earlier than we'd expected?
Just a heavy amount of like I said, I'm not very emotional, but I'm not gonna front. It's like heavy amounts of dang. Let me do more because you can't. It's a lot of that energy going on. Like okay, let me do more because you can't. Not here no more. And it's unfortunate. It's really sad. But like I said, I'm not emotional. I don't really get tied to things that's out of my control. All I can do is remember, keep that same love, keep that same energy, and just remember, keep it pushing. Some people use it as fuel. Uh, just keep it pushing.
Absolutely.
Sorry if I couldn't like be more
No,
emotional
but
towards that, but
we we have lost several people from Dorsey.
too many.
Several people. Are there any stories that stand out to you the most that have maybe changed the way you saw death or life?
So there probably are. And like for me, who knew people and was friends with people at Dorsey before, and losing people at Dorsey before I even left middle school, I don't even want to sound callous to it or numb to it, but or like I'm used to it, but it's just some things. It's just some things you just pray on and hope they don't happen. And when they do, you just pray harder and hope it don't happen. When they keep on doing it, that's where faith kick it. Keep on praying, hoping it just don't happen. People protect themselves. You feel me? You're dealing with a whole lot of different battles all at once. Like it's a lot to take a toll on people. You feel me? People, stuff in the streets, mental health. You feel me? Foes, friends, family. It's just a lot. And like I said, I'm not healthy. I'm not the best person to ask when it comes to dealing with stuff that's out of your control. It's out of your control. Come
Maybe I'm
talk to
not
me if
either.
you want. It's out of my
Maybe I'm
control.
not either. I'm not the best to talk to, but
Right.
it's happening around us and we're still living and existing, you know,
Yeah.
despite everything. What would what would you want to accomplish before you transition?
Pretty much the core of our conversation, comfort, stability, knowing that I left something behind that somebody can keep on using. I ain't gonna sound tough and be like, I don't want to be remembered, I don't care. But of course, I want to be remembered for all the things I cared about, the things I did. I would want to. You know, that's what my passion is. That's my love language, service. It always has been. So naturally, I could do some things and okay, yeah, go unnoticed, but I did it. And I know, but I want to, I want to know that people know that what I cared about, that stuff mattered, and to keep on pushing it, keep on practicing it, keep on doing it, and remember me. Hashtag
What do you care
remember
about?
me. Hmm?
What do you care about? What do you care about?
I care about everybody but myself, apparently. I want everybody to be cool. I want everybody to make sense. Um, I want everybody to have what they need. And I want everybody to be comfortable, be cool, contribute. I'm simple. I'm super simple. Like I
That's what's
said, I was hood spoiled. I had a healthy support system. So it ain't too much stuff I want or need or had. But that's where I come in at. Like I know I got access to shit you don't. I want to make sure you have access to some of that too, or at least taste it.
I hear you, and time has gone by, man. Time has really gone by. You know, I left TSU when I first came out there because I had like a little episode of just feeling down. I needed to go back
Yeah,
home for a bit. And then when I came back, you had taken a break as well from TSU,
yeah.
right? And I was like, you gotta come back, you gotta finish. It took me
Then
6 years
business
to finish
started
college.
booming.
I know. Talk to me about what it was like for you having to leave school and just the mental
So
experience.
for me, for me personally, I could go back right now. My credits is decent. I only got maybe half a semester time degreed. I left because of my comfort level. I'm getting too comfortable. At some point, I stopped doing my own work. The females and the friends, that's what they was there for. I stopped doing my own thing. And that's like, I pride myself in quality of work, and that's not something I was feeling. Like, shortly after you left, we're doing too much crazy stuff, lost that little house. You feel me? I was like, I just needed to leave. I felt like, and a great deal of family too, of course. But like I said, I'm not emotional. I can up and leave something. I can up and leave something and adapt. But you went to TSU. The bonds you build, they not going nowhere. Hey, I come back to the city, and I went back frequently. Always taken care of. The bonds are, made and established, everlasting. They just helped my grandmother and her sister move in, like on just word. Like, so I developed a new family out there. They ain't going nowhere. I actually do plan on moving back, actually. So, and real soon, to be honest. So we gonna see.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the South. We all California is going back to the
On
South where
me,
our
in
people from.
Atlanta,
Yep,
like far at all. That's like what, 4 hours,
exactly.
give or take. Oh,
Exactly. It's right there,
that's cool.
right there. So, did you grow up in the church? You introduced me to Wheeler Avenue Baptist, which is in Houston,
Oh man,
Texas. Yeah, talk to me
hmm
about that experience.
man. I went to the church recently. I went out there for during the Final Four to go visit. But other than that, I believe that was my first church experience since the pandemic. I haven't been involved in the church at all since the pandemic, and I know that took a toll on a lot of people and their faith, whatnot, whatever. It touched my faith, but I just was not involved in the church. I drive people there all day long, but I just was not going. I don't know, but I did grow up in the church. The strict traditional, how everybody else family probably was doing it. Grandma sit straight, stay awoke, church. Bible study, all that. I did grow up in a church. Um, kind of faded away a great deal around the end of elementary school, good in middle school. We got connected with a friend who got me back in the church. Was heavily involved and back and forth until the pandemic. So the pandemic was really what slowed me down, and I let it. So that's my fault. But I'm planning on getting back into it soon. But I grew up in the church, definitely very faith
Yeah,
driven.
I seen you at a church in LA I was with my family and I saw you, and I was like, something is special about him. Like he's just so consistent, always just respectful, mannerable, and you just always stood out to me, even in high school. I love to speak on people positively, so that they understand that people are watching, even if you don't think people are watching. Like, we see y'all. And I think it's also so admirable that you being a young man were still going to church when you didn't have to, you know. So I thought that was pretty cool. And
Appreciate you.
Wheeler Avenue, you welcome. And Wheeler Avenue definitely took care of me. Like
Oh my God,
Bible
it's one of the best
study,
churches I've ever been to in my life.
best, best, man,
Man,
and
man,
free, and free. A lot of free services, a lot of free
a
services.
lot of free services and a lot of them that involve food too. It's
Food, yeah, good
amazing.
food, yeah.
They
So
got
thank you.
college oriented Bible studies where just the college students. It's
Mm-hmm.
dope. The pastor
Yep,
is amazing. Like
amazing. Yeah, yep,
even his stand-ins amazing.
yeah,
Dang,
yeah.
he know how to do it, man. They do that. They did that.
They do. But okay, so we're coming to the end of our show.
Absolutely.
What would
That's
you tell the
unfortunate.
younger? No, I know we're gonna do some more though. We're gonna talk more. What would you tell the younger Davion?
Value your health. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and take care of yourself. Value your health and take care of yourself, man. You handle those things, man. It's not a limit. I didn't do that very well. I was always thinking about other people, like I said, put myself last. And I'm pretty sure it sounds redundant. Everybody hear it all the time. but I did it to a degree of toxicity. Like it was a drug. I need to help this dude. Man, that's not. Oh, no, that wasn't it. You know, never focused on one craft because I wanted to do everything and be everything for everybody that I couldn't master what I couldn't master anything, one thing, because I was doing everything else. So that's what I would tell myself. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Think about yourself, man, and your health.
What do you hope to see
Health is your
more of?
wealth, right?
Health is your wealth.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is. I'm sorry. What do you hope to see more of in the world?
It's tough. I consider myself a know-it-all. I'm always having an answer for everything, but that's a really tough one for me. What I want to see more of. I really don't have an answer. That's tough.
What's missing?
Puzzle.
What are people doing right now that you want to see people do more of?
Traditional stuff. Make better decisions. Invest the money wisely. People with your health. Do more for others. Give back. Contribute. Just to sound broad, but that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Why does that matter though? Why should people invest and say their money? What made you say that?
Man, so you can have more power of choice, more power of opportunity. You know, nobody likes to be held back or like you know cornered, subjugated to like I can't do this. Like you want to have that ability to have choice. Like okay, I want to do it or I don't.